Yes, people, you know the face, you know the name. Aaron here, back again with another video. Shout out to everybody tuning in. As always, it's road to 14K. Shout out to everyone in the building. Shout out to everyone tuning in, showing love and support. I appreciate you guys, man. Yeah, bro, these last 24 hours have been hectic. Very hectic. A lot of news, a lot of reports coming in. And I have to say, I am very, very impressed. You know, we're going to talk about Ineos in a minute. But yeah, please remember, if you want to support this channel, the best way you can do that is by liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and making sure this channel gets to 14K as soon as possible. Now, Manchester United have a new gaffer. We have a new head coach. Welcome to Manchester United, or should I say, bem-vindo a Manchester United, to Ruben Amorim, or if you want the Portuguese pronunciation, is Ruben Amorim. So I am happy with this appointment. And the reason why I'm happy is because, I have to say my first choice was Julian Nagelsmann. But to get somebody out of his contract in such a crucial part of the season, and especially with Nagelsmann, who's already taken care of Germany and who extended his contract actually before the Euros until the World Cup 2026, after the World Cup, that is, it was always going to be tough to get him out of his contract and possibly pay a compensation to the German FA, who themselves had already paid a compensation to Bayern Munich to get him out of his deal, because obviously he got sacked, but he was still getting paid by Bayern Munich. So that was quickly parked to the side by United. Thomas Frank was always going to be a difficult one as well, because he's very invested with Brentford. So I don't think he would have left them in the middle of a season to go to another Premier League club. If this was maybe abroad, I maybe would have seen Thomas Frank accept another offer from another club. So I maybe could have seen that. But Ruben Amorim is a good choice. I'm not going to sit here and complain, because I did say, and I have to be honest, anything right now is better than Erik Ten Hag. But Ten Hag is out the door. We're not going to talk about him anymore. And we're looking forward. One thing I'm very happy about is the swiftness of everything. And this is where, you know, as much as I had criticism for Ineos for handling the Erik Ten Hag situation, with, you know, sacking him way too late, in my opinion, leaving it too late, letting it drag on and drag on and drag on to the point where Man United find themselves in the 14th position in the Premier League. So right now it's a battle for, I'm not even going to say top 4, but I would say top 6, top 8. Try and finish in those European places to maybe, you know, still have a bit of pull in terms of attracting players for the next season. So it's going to be a tough run, you know, to finish in these top 6, top 8 positions to try and get some sort of European football next season. So Ruben Amorim is going to be left with a very difficult task, but we'll talk about him in a minute. I'm very happy with the swiftness of everything. I'm very happy with the way Ineos handled things. And, you know, you have to call a spade a spade. You have to say it how it is. Like I said, I criticized Ineos a lot of times when I said that they were dragging this on and they just had to. It should have happened a long time ago, the sacking of Erik Ten Hag. But equally, I have to praise them for how quickly things have moved. In less than 48 hours, we have sacked Erik Ten Hag. Yeah. They've managed to contact Sporting Lisbon to find out about Amorim's availability. They've managed to find out that there was a release clause in the contract. They informed Sporting Lisbon that they wanted to activate that release clause and pay it immediately. They moved on, talked to Amorim himself. Apparently, Ashworth and Ashford Apparently Dan Ashworth and Sir Dave Brailsford were in London to talk. I don't know if it was to Amorim himself directly. I'm guessing not, because obviously he managed his last game today. By the way, I'm recording this on the 29th. For those who are watching this on the 30th or anything beyond that, he managed his last game on Tuesday, the 29th. 3-1 win, so he couldn't have been in London. So I'm guessing they were just talking, I don't know, on Zoom or something. Brailsford and Ashworth were in London to talk to him or to talk about him. And yeah, it just moved very quickly. And subsequently, even the background staff's been has been discussed, and salary's been discussed in personal terms and all of that stuff. And apparently on Wednesday the 30th, they are flying to Manchester to get all of the deals done, to round up everything, to announce the deal, to make it official, sign the contract, and media duties, all of that stuff. So I am very impressed with the swiftness of everything and how quickly it's been done. So I have to give credit to Ineos for that. On to Amorim himself. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know tons, like I've got tons of information about Amorim, but the facts are there. He joined Sporting Lisbon in 2020, shortly after Bruno Fernandes left Sporting to come to Manchester United. And he was joining Sporting because, Sporting Lisbon fans don't like to be called Sporting Lisbon. They like to be called Sporting. So he joined Sporting, after stints at Braga and another club, which I can't really think of in my head right now. But he joined Braga. Then he was given the reins at Sporting. And this is a club that hadn't won a league in almost 2 decades. And I think it was 18 years, if I'm not wrong. And you've got to bear in mind as well, at that time, the Portuguese league was dominated by 2 main clubs, FC Porto and Benfica, those 2. And every now and then, Braga would kind of try and, top these 2 teams, and Sporting sometimes would come through and try and, rival with these teams. It never worked out. So when Amorim came in, there were a lot of doubts, naturally, but, he showed that he could win the league, which he did. And then, if I'm not wrong, he won the league again. And they doubted him. They really did. And he's been displaying some good football. Obviously, the football that I did watch from Sporting Lisbon was when they played in Europe. And obviously, last season, you guys remember when they packed Arsenal. And yeah, last season, obviously, we've heard a lot about Sporting through their striker, through Victor Gyökeres. So you hear some stuff here and there about Sporting, and you hear some stuff about Amorim. He was linked to a few Premier League clubs in the summer. I know for sure that Liverpool wanted him, but apparently talks broke down because he wanted full control. Liverpool were not really keen on a rebuild. And when it came to West Ham, because he was in talks with West Ham as well, I don't know quite what happened there. Somebody's going to have to fill me in the comment section, or let me know what happened there with West Ham. But those talks broke down as well. And I think they didn't appreciate something about his communication as to why he didn't join West Ham. So he ended up staying at Sporting. And so far, there's nothing to say. 9 games, 9 wins. They're topping the league with passing stats and running stats and pressing stats. And his style of football, obviously, people have been largely talking about it on social media now. He predominantly plays in a 3-4-3 system. So it will be very interesting to see him come into Manchester United and see how he's going to adapt. Now, what are the criteria for me to be a good Manchester United manager? Because we've got to remember as well, yes, it is the Portuguese league, and the Portuguese league is nothing like the Premier League. There are so many differences. There are so many different variables. Like, the same pressure you have in the Premier League is definitely not the same pressure you have in the Portuguese league, with all due respect. So we have to bear that in mind. So I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to come and win the league straight away. No. there are situations where it can happen, or you can look at a season and go, oh, this is great. Like Arne Slot with Liverpool, but, you have to let him come in and let him have his time. And I am very honest with you guys. I always have a simple rule. A new manager comes in, I will apply the basic rule for myself. I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm speaking for myself. I will give you the basic rule of 18 months. Within 18 months, you should be able to implement a style of play. I can't really talk properly today, and I don't know why. You should be able to implement a style of play, a clear style of play, an identity that's recognizable. Yeah, an identity that's recognizable, that can be recognized by pundits, fans, everybody. They have to be able to look at Manchester United and go, this is how they play, right? Secondly, and I am mentioning this, because of the stuff that we've seen with Ten Hag. Communication is key. Communication with the media, communication with your players, communication in general, especially in the media, has to be on point. It has to be. That is crucial, because we've seen with Ten Hag how communication was absolutely awful, whether it was in the media, whether it was with his players. Like, what he said never really stuck. Well, some of the stuff stuck, but it was negative. So communication is key. The way you handle the media is key. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm looking for that. And I'm also looking for fairness. I'm looking for fairness in a Manchester United manager. If a player plays well, reward the player with another start. Don't give a player a start, or don't stumble across a player because you're so used to rinsing other players, but then when they get injured, now you have to stumble across somebody else, and it just happens to work out because that player is good. Now you're having to keep playing this player but against your will, but you really want to play your favourite. I don't want to see that from Amorim. Do you know what I mean? I want to see fairness. If a player plays well, start him. If a player doesn't play well, bench him and play somebody else. There has to be fairness. But something tells me that, we will see the ballers ball. We will see the likes of Xerxes. We will see the likes of Ahmad, because I do see that he prefers a possession style of football. He likes technical ballers. I heard that he's a fan of futsal. I heard that he's a futsal fan. So futsal for me equals technicality. So if he likes technical ballers, Xerxes, Ahmad, these guys will be eating. They'll be eating good. So if that's what it is, if that's true, I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to give him the basic 18-month rule, and I'm going to see what he's going to do. Obviously, in the beginning, it might look a bit techie because a lot of the players, in my opinion, might not fit his possession style of football, the way he wants to keep the ball. Because remember, a lot of these players treat the ball like a hot potato. They treat the ball like a hot potato. They don't want to keep the ball. They want to get rid of it as soon as possible. They want to spam it all across the pitch as quickly as possible, because we try to be this unrealistic transition team that I still don't understand till this day. But like I said, Ten Hag's gone. Thankfully, it's over. So I'm looking for these things in the new United manager, man. But overall, I'm happy. I'm excited for the new challenge. I'm excited for the new manager to come in. I'm excited to kind of see what his ideas are, how he's going to implement that. And I'm excited to see that, man. I'm excited to see it. Ruben Amorim, a.k.a. Ruben, I am him. Yes, I said it. Made up a new name for him. I'm not really with the names. But I'm following in the footsteps of expressions and rants. Do you get what I mean? And I'm trying to get new names out. So Ruben Amorim, a.k.a. Ruben, I am him. Do you know what I mean? So I'm happy with this appointment, man. I'm happy with this appointment. And that's all I have to say, man. Ruben Amorim, welcome to Manchester United. Hopefully you have a successful time at the club. I can finally go to Old Trafford again. I can finally enjoy games again. I don't have to keep hiding at home and not go to games because the football is awful. But like I said, let's not get gassed too quickly, because obviously we've seen what happened with Ten Hag at Ajax. We gassed the ting. He came to Old Trafford, came to United. The ting was dead. So let's be happy, but let's reserve our judgment as well on Amorim. Let's give him time. Let's see what he does. But equally, and this is what I want to finish on, if it doesn't work out, yeah, do you get what I'm saying? If you go to my Twitter, I tweeted something today. I quote tweeted something today, that everybody seemed to like. Somebody said, and if it doesn't work out with Amorim, we sack him too. And I said, absolutely. This is how it's done. Business is business. Stop getting attached to these managers like they're your parents. Yeah? Let me say this again. Absolutely it is. Business is business. Stop getting attached to these managers like they're your parents, because they're not. They're employees of the club, just like players, just like the chefs, just like the cleaners, just like the kit men. They're employees. Stop giving so much importance to these guys. If things are bad, if the product is bad that you paid for, call a spade a spade. Call it out. Don't write letters to Ineos. Don't write eulogies on your social media platform, expressing and confessing your love to these players and managers. No. When things are good, talk about it. When things are bad, talk about it. And this will not be any different with Amorim. But because he's new and he's just come in, we're going to give him time. We're going to see what he's able to do with this crop of players, and then we'll be able to see what he's going to do in the summer transfer window. What's his talent ID like? What's his scouting network like? What kind of players does he favour? Scrubs, good ballers, technical ballers, runners? Is he going to get influenced by the media, the pundits, the ex-players? Because all of that plays a part as well. Is he going to be forced to play a style of football that he doesn't want to play at Man United? All of that will be seen under this new regime. And this is the first new appointment under the new regime. So let's see how it goes, man. Let's see how it goes. That's all I had to say, man. That's all I had to say. I'm happy. Ruben Amorim, once more, welcome to Manchester United. Like, share, subscribe, people. You know what to do. Is road to 14K. And I shall see you very soon. Peace.